Hi everyone, today I'm going to use my SuperSonic Chopper Extra to make some fresh salsa. The one thing I love about this is the motor is used on all different 3 sizes of our choppers. They all come with the chopping attachment, and the bigger ones come with a whipping attachment, so you can make cakes, do dressings, but this one we are going to use the chopper to make the salsa. I'm going to start here with some onion, some 3 cloves of garlic, and a jalapeno pepper that I already de-seeded. And I am going to chop these up first. So I'm going to put the lid back on, and all you need to do is properly line it up and then pull on the handle. And it will easily chop all of your vegetables that you have inside there, or whatever you have in. As you can see, you can take it out and check to see how fine it is. Right now, it looks like a good consistency for me. So my next step is I'm going to add my tomatoes. So I already rough cut these up, and I took the seeds out. I don't like the tomato seeds. So I'm going to put those in, and what I'm going to do is put the lid back on, because I like to chop everything up in stages, so that way I know, like, the onions and the jalapeno peppers can get chopped up finely. Depending upon how chunky you like your salsa, I like mine on the thin side, so I do lots of pulls. Right now, at this stage, it looks like a pretty good pico de gallo, so you could easily serve it that way. I'm going to finish putting extra stuff in there to make it more of a salsa. So I am taking my silicone spatula to get some of the bigger chunks down before I add my remaining things. I do love to add some fire roasted tomatoes to get that smoky taste to the salsa. So I'm going to be using our can opener, and as you can see, put it on top, and you can close it to clamp it up, and I am going to turn it around, and you can see where it doesn't really cut. What it does is it unseals the glue, the seal from the glue. Now I'm going to take the little clamp, and I'm going to put it on the rim of the lid, and I'm just going to pry it off. And you can see that nothing gets on my can opener. It's not close to the food. It's not going to get rusty. And the can doesn't have any sharp edges. Basically, we just released the glue from where it was glued on at the manufacturing plant. So I'm going to pour that in, again, because I do like the smokiness of the tomatoes. I am going to next add some cilantro. I'm going to take it out of our Fridge Smart containers. These are airtight controlled containers for produce. So you can see there is a venting system on top, which controls the air to the container. If you have questions on that, please reach out to me. As you can see, I have my cilantro in here, and it's nice and fresh. So I'm just going to I'm not really going to use a lot of the stems. I just kind of want the leaves, so I'm going to pick those off. You can use as much or as little cilantro as you want. And of course, all salsa is personal. So put as much or not of any ingredient as you choose. So I'm going to, again, I'm going to chop this up. I like chopping everything in layers, so everything gets chopped up a little bit better and a little bit evenly, and it's not so hard if you were to dump everything all at once and then try to chop everything. So I'm going to shake it up a little bit to make sure stuff gets down, because now we are getting to some really good looking salsa. Next thing I'm going to add, though, my favorite part, of course, which is lime. I like citrus. Going to use our chef's knife. All of our knives come with the sheaths to protect them. And then I am going to use our Zest and Press gadget, which of course is the multi-purpose little tool here. So it's a press and a zester all in one. You can either zest over your product, or you can keep the zester inside the press, and then you can zest into it right there at the top. Otherwise, you place your lime or your lemons in what I would consider sort of like upside down, and you would be amazed at how much juice comes out of those. So I'm going to put 1 whole lime into this. Sometimes I do add a little extra. Again, I do like the lime citrus, and it kind of all depends upon how many tomatoes I use. This one I used 4 Viperine tomatoes. Sometimes I use Roma tomatoes. You can use whatever tomato you want, but you can see how much juice I get out of those, the zest and press. And the last, I'm going to put some freshly ground pepper and salt. Those are the only non-Tupperware items that I am using to make this. But I like my salt and pepper freshly ground. So, and the other thing I'm going to put in here is some cumin that I store in our spice shakers. And I measured it out. I don't even know. I think that was a half a teaspoon. Usually I don't measure things. They just go in and go out. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the top back on, and we are going to give it one last mix. Again, this is our SuperSonic Chopper Extra. This is the largest of our choppers, and one of my favorites. I use it all the time. You can use it to mix up cakes, make fresh salsa, just chop up vegetables, make your own dressings. You can do all sorts of things, and it doesn't require electricity, so these are great for campers or boats. You can take it, and super easy. All this stuff can go right in the dishwasher. Again, Tupperware SuperSonic Chopper Extra.